Time check. It is some 10 minutes past the hour of 7. You are locked into the realest hour on evening radio right here on 3FM and 92.7. I'm really annoyed about the state of affairs as far as my bucket hat is. There's drip. Oh, Charlie, if you're watching me over, drip nibi swag niya. The swag niya. What's the meaning of this? DJ Phil advised me to wear the hat like DJ Phil was saying me swag. Head over to Facebook if you want to see how the hat is faring on my head. How I could do Charlie? Trying to finesse the hat.
But it's not bad though.
It's hard. But I came in with swag. And I want to leave here with swag. Good evening, ladies. Like I said, it's the realest hour on evening radio. This is Keeping It Real on 3FM and 92.7 here with some usual suspects. Co-pilot Miss Jude is in the house. Miss Jude, good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, you looking like Nicki Minaj.
Hey.
I went in it, you know that song? She hot like Nicki Minaj. Well, oh, you've not heard it that you look like Nicki Minaj.
I've never heard it.
You've never that you look like Nicki Minaj.
It is
I
true.
thought that was common knowledge across the company. I thought everybody in the company was that Miss Judy is Nicki Minaj's twin.
Actually, I can see that.
You can see the resemblance. Yes,
I can see it.
I would have said maybe Beyonce.
Kind of.
Yes.
Some days when you look on the side, it's Nicki.
Yes.
When you look up, it's Rihanna.
Or is it Nekala? No.
And also Kaho.
Anyway, prodigal daughter, you're welcome. AJ Sapon is back in the hot seat. We have a very, very special guest in the studio. Yeah. It's the saga of the returnee. Mueba of the Lifestyle Podcast is in the house. How are we doing, ladies?
I'm great.
It's the start of the week. Did you have the Monday blues yesterday?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
not to a way. You had the Monday blues. What about you, Miss Judy?
Yeah, I'm still having it.
Oh, you did. Just send the Tuesday blues back all the way to the weekend. Whereby did you have Monday blues?
Absolutely not.
Are you employed?
Yes, I am.
Well, I can ask.
How did you not have the Monday blues?
I love Mondays, to be honest.
Why you boss?
Hold on.
I can't employ their blues from her.
She said she loves Mondays.
I don't know. Mondays.
No.
Look, the day goes
Love
by
Mondays?
really fast.
You go to an office.
Yeah, no,
On a
kinda.
Monday?
It's a right.
Oh, you work in a nightclub.
No, when I used to even work in the office like that, I used to love Mondays, to be honest.
Because
I
when
used to
someone
shut
loves
up
Mondays,
really
is it that
nicely.
she's dating in the office?
Oh.
Yes.
Or she's stealing something?
Do you know what? I remember.
I can agree.
Yeah.
That's true. There was a time when I never had Monday blues.
Because there was someone you look for.
Yes, until it turned into eternal sorrow.
Wow.
That's a story for another day. I'm glad you've been able to combat the Monday blues. Let's help you combat the Tuesday blues if there are any. We have another dilemma. Ladies, who wants to do me the honors of this particular dilemma? Miss Judy.
AJ. I don't have my glasses on.
Nicki Minaj to the wear glasses. All of it is. She hot like Nicki Minaj. I like that one stop, two stop, three stop, and then jumping. Hey, and you don't know that way. She's like something. Hey, Nicki Minaj.
Chrissy Arthur.
Yes, I want that spanking.
What's the title also?
She wanna touch me and she knows she lose the monkey.
DJ.
Oh, anyway.
He might be hot like Nicki
Nicki
Minaj.
Minaj. Oh, challenge your fans. Why? Anyway.
Magic.
Okay, you for that initiated. Once we warm you up for today's dilemma, DJ Phil says, take hold body. With your 4 starts. Anyway. you let's please get into our dilemma. So me, you can't plan anything with this. First, one say my drip.
Sure.
What do you think I'm singing that song for?
Oh my God. false start.
You let's read that dilemma.
Okay, so let's get into our dilemma for the day, and it is gang. Okay, hey, I think I chose the wrong one. No, actually, it is the wrong
I know
one.
our problems are many, but you choose the one that is slated for
Okay,
today.
I found.
Ja-
No,
ja.
I saw quite a few others that were placed in the group.
Yes, all right.
Including pictures.
All right.
Anyways, yes. My husband is embarrassed. I denied him sex in my office. Gang. Or should I do the first one before the second?
You read the first line because I'm
Okay.
not too sure which dilemma you have.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you start the dilemma. Because I know that I'm reading one and I don't know if I'm reading the right one.
Pass me my phone. Pass me your cellular
Because
device.
this is the one. This is the first one.
Okay. I think you are
The first
on
one.
the right track. You're on the right track. You're on the right track.
Okay.
All right, take 2065.
Thank you. Let's start again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Keeping It Real.
Sure.
And we're going into our dilemma of the day. My husband is embarrassed. I denied him sex in my office. Hi, Keeping It Real, ladies. I've been married to my husband, Chris, for 6 years, and I love him dearly. We are parents to an incredible set of twins, and they come first. There's been a decline in our sex life in the last year or so, and we're desperate to bring the spark back and return to the time where we used to go at it like rabbits. Yeah. My husband has recently suggested office sex, either in his or mine. However, I don't think it's a safe or good idea. What if we get caught? He says that's the whole point. The thrill of it.
That's where the ink day.
Thank you. I still don't agree. He's brought it up several times, and I started becoming a little aggressive when we are in public. He says the more I resist, the more turned on he gets. Last week, he showed up at my office and started flirting with me. We shared a passionate kiss, and I told him that's where things need to end. However, he kept trying to take my clothes off. I shouted, causing 2 junior staff to barge into my office. As luck would have it not, Chris's pants and underpants were completely down. He left my office embarrassed and very angry with me. For context, I was once assaulted by my boss many years ago. I've never told anyone about it, not even Chris, and this is why the entire scenario is so triggering for me. It's been a week since the incident, and things between us don't seem to be improving. I don't want to lose my hubby, but I also can't help but feel violated by the way he went about things. Let us know your thoughts.
Oh my goodness. This one is certainly loaded. Layers on layers on layers. But before we even launch into it, please show by hands who here has engaged in office sex.
What a question.
Well, the title of the show is Keeping It Real. What did you think we summoned you all here for?
What? I don't know.
Is that out of bounds? I'm going to say that I have never experienced that.
Have you done car sex?
Also, never done the.
You've never done car sex?
Never. I see that it's there's an appetite for it.
It would
Maybe
seem
it's for
so.
those. It will seem so, AJ. Oh, surely. Yes. It would appear that one has to be quite nimble, flexible.
Not necessarily, but
Allegedly.
I wouldn't know, yeah.
But not
I've
necessarily.
been told not necessarily. Yeah.
Okay, but would we say that office sex is a yes or a no?
Office sex is tricky. I feel like there's a thrill to it, but the possibility of being caught is a lot more scary.
But isn't that where
where
the excitement comes from getting caught? This is my office, so as you can see, the logistics are not in my favor.
At all.
I think it depends on the setting of the person and how high up the person is to be able to engage in such illicit romance in their office.
Is it safer if you are the boss?
All
Yes.
you need is an office that you can lock.
No, but then the thing is, what if the office has windows? What if someone can look through the windows? What if you don't draw the curtains well? What if there are other people in the building? Like, so
That means
what
you
else?
have to be quiet.
What if you are you are someone
You
who
have
cannot
to
keep
be quiet. Yes, that means hey, you can't keep quiet to say.
I'm just saying. I'm assuming.
Wow, so much incriminating information coming
it's a-
from AJ.
No, it's a conversation we're having, and I'm
Absolutely.
assuming some people don't keep quiet.
Yeah. Jesus. So
Wait, but we have had
DJ Phil is saying lots
you
of them.
are on this.
He knows.
Just
He
in
has
general,
experience.
the idea or the concept of office sex, yes or no? Is that something that should be?
I mean, it sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does,
I
doesn't
mean,
it?
for a married couple, that's like, it just everything up.
It does, doesn't
But
it?
in Ghana, offices like
Are too
cubicle. People
public.
have cubicle. A lot of people I don't think people have.
You say unless you have your own office,
Yeah.
maybe it's not feasible.
It sounds nice in arbitrary, not here really.
Oh, I think
Oh, it can work.
It can work.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
So like Money TV3.
I mean,
No, it depends on how.
don't imagine, please. We beg you.
There's no
I
space
beg
here.
you.
oh.
Yes.
There's no space.
But in other offices where there's the CEO and maybe managers who have their offices, it's still something that seems fairly straightforward. I can see the appeal. I just don't know whether, in practical terms, it's the kind of thing you do just to have a laugh with each other. Remember when we did this?
Exactly.
But is it really going to be so enjoyable in the grand scheme of things, or it's something you do just to tick off the bucket list? Okay, as a couple, we've done maybe something that you talk about, but in practice, is it really all that it's cracked up to be? Exciting, thrilling, romantic? Maybe, I don't know. I can relate. But our dilemma is...
Are you sure?
It has many layers. So let's get into this. They've been married for 6 years.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can imagine that maybe... Is 6 years enough of a time for people to get a bit bored with the routine of
I would
sex?
assume so.
Yes, especially because they say they have twins and they are at the
Yes.
center of their universe.
Yes.
So, parents, hopefully you'll be able to plug in when we open the phone lines. Do children destroy a sex life? I often share this story, and sorry to you, Dad. I always say I was one of those kids that always had nightmares, and I would sleep in between my parents for years. And now thinking back, I'm like, oh, Charlie.
You were just messing up their
So
mojo.
there were times that Charlie, my father didn't want to open the door. I didn't know why. So Charlie, I'm having a nightmare. And when I had a nightmare, it became a routine that every evening. And let me tell you, it went on until I was like 7,
Stop.
8, 9, maybe
And when
even
did
10.
it start? Like 4, 5?
I can't remember. For as long as I remember, every night I would start in my bedroom, and then ultimately I'd end up in between for a long time.
So that means they had to plan before you came back.
Be
into
like
the
they
bed.
maybe they were in their offices, so I
they
should
do
find
plan.
out. They started in the office before they get home because they know the nightmares. As soon as they land, the nightmares are coming. Okay, so it's possible after 6 years, twins. Adult parenthood, you can lose some of that spark, especially because they said they used to go at it like rabbits. So hubby has now suggested that maybe office sex can bring back that kind of lust and whatever it is that was in the relationship. He's become a little bit aggressive in public, meaning that public kind of thing is where he's thinking things should go. He says the more that she resists, that's what turns him on the most. And that is problematic for a number of reasons, because even in a marriage, is consent something that should be taken seriously?
Oh, absolutely. And I think too many times we've been conscientized, especially as Africans, that when a husband becomes your lord and when you're married to a man, he becomes largely your lord and personal savior. Like, he owns your body. He's paid your bride price. He's now the one that dictates how we have sex, when we have sex, at what point do we have sex?
If you have sex.
If you have sex. So the orientation for a lot of men are there that they dictate the terms, they choose when they want to have it, and it's based on their timetable and not the woman's. So whenever they say do, you have to roll around and do it. If you don't, you're a bad wife. So that orientation is something that we need to work around and break. And to understand that even in marriage, consent matters. When the wife says, I have a headache, it really means I have a headache.
And I think it also goes both ways, because I have heard some men also complain that with their wives, there are days when they've come back from the office and they don't really want to. And for a man, I think if you say no, then it's, are you cheating?
Yes.
Am I not beautiful?
What's going on?
Was the soup not delicious? And so on and so forth. So I think we can certainly, play the ball both ways. But I definitely understand that when it comes to marital sex and issues of consent, it's often the men, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that I hear are falling foul, because there's this assumption that the man of the house gets what he wants. And sometimes the women, even when they want what they want, they don't always get it. Okay, so now Chris, hubby, he's turned up at the office because he's saying that's what is going to ginger the romance. They start off by kissing passionately, and she says for her, that's where she wanted the action to stop. But he kept persisting, maybe because he knows her, maybe they've engaged in this kind of resistance play before, we don't know. But in any case, she then causes a scene, because now that she's explained further, we know she was actually triggered by the encounter. But she caused enough of a scene for junior staff to walk in. At that point, Brad Chris, the brims, you know, he reached I reached the point of the door of no return. Charlie Bemana or salute the whole universe. Standing ovation.
Soldier.
I can imagine. Because the more she say no, that's when the fire within is burning so bright.
See, come your way.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So the junior staff walking in, Charlie.
Wait to be this.
What's all this?
But how do you not lock the door before you?
No,
do
because
office
she was. Maybe that's even part of the thrill. Leave the door open.
No, this is crazy.
Because how do you not if you're gonna be adventurous, secure the bases first. Lock the door.
So that's the etiquette of office sex.
That's the etiquette of anything. Even when you're in your own bedroom,
You should lock it.
Lock your door.
With the kids, lock it.
Even the kids are in the next room, lock the door. You're in your home, lock the door. If you're in a hotel room, lock the door. Like always lock the door.
Lock
because
the door.
You never know who's gonna enter. Maybe you can get mugged, you can get assaulted, someone might be trailing you and looking to cost you some hurt.
That's true.
The kids can stumble in. Someone is just looking, has monitored you and seen that there's something else
Yes. Or
going
this
on.
one thing they see that this office, there's full of sex.
Yeah.
So if I go there, maybe I'll
Always
find
lock
On this,
the
the home
door.
will lock the door.
Yeah, like always.
No, but this is a real dilemma, guys.
I
So
swear.
now it's been a week since junior staff have seen Brad Chris at full attention, in full capacity, and he's not happy.
How do you apologize for this though? How do you?
First of all, who's apologizing to whomst?
That's a good question. I
Yes.
think there should be apologies on both sides, but largely because he's embarrassed. Because if you know your office, it's like 3FM. I know if I scream, people will enter.
Yes.
So I know by screaming, I'm gonna cause people to enter.
Yeah.
I haven't locked the door. I know that he's gonna be put on full display for everybody to see how much of a potent one he is. So you know you're gonna cause him some embarrassments. So you have to have been a bit more circumspect about that.
Who, the woman?
The woman.
Really?
About
What is?
We have a fire here.
Nah, like you said as if it was planned. This
no, it wasn't.
So,
So she definitely needs to apologize to him for
causing the
him
scene.
some
Because I mean,
Shouting for
whatever.
what reason? Like what's everything for shouting?
Well, it was getting quite aggressive because
Yeah.
she said let's kiss, but
Because
I
she
don't
was
wanna do more.
resistant.
she was resisting. He
But
too
what
is
shit-
under
what
there.
shit trousers?
Yeah, he too is
Yeah,
under the impression that Charlie now some kind of they have some
Yes.
resistance play
Okay,
going
so,
on.
Helen.
Yes.
1 Corinthians 7:4.
Oh.
You were expecting it. I can't believe you were not waiting for it.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
So the wife's
believe
body does not belong to her alone, but also to her husband.
Okay.
In the same way, the husband's body does not belong to him alone, but to the wife.
Yeah.
So when AJ started talking and said, okay, so in the traditional African setting, the man can do whatever he likes in terms of having sex with the wife. I think in the same way, biblically, the woman can do whatever she wants with the husband's body.
So it goes both ways,
goes both
according
ways.
to the Bible.
Exactly.
Sure.
Your body belongs to mine. You're not supposed to starve me at any point in time unless we have agreed mutual
Okay.
consent that I'm fasting or I'm doing something. So we've agreed.
So, Miss Judy, so you say that's a grave offense in a marriage to starve your other half of
Exactly.
physical contact, intimacy, sex.
Very much. So anytime the other man wants it, unless I agree that at this point I cannot do it, and the man or woman agrees that okay, due to this kind of excuse, we're okay, we'll let it go and do it another thing.
Okay.
So that they had agreed, not the woman didn't agree. Sorry, but basically, yeah, the office thrill, yeah, that brings in something to the man.
Because they both agreed that, Charlie, we have to shake it up. They just haven't really found the style that they want to use.
He said he wants office. She didn't.
She said she wants to shake it up. And he
But-
brings a suggestion. He says,
brought it.
office, okay? She's not really feeling the idea, but do you think the fact that she even started the passionate kissing
Exactly. You are
was
telling me
something that
on and you
was...
don't want to start. You
So
don't
she
want to
shouldn't have
continue.
even gone there.
No.
But sometimes, it's a passionate kiss. Maybe
it's
you...
your husband, isn't it?
It's her husband. Maybe you think, let me start it off here. Then maybe you can take your excitement
Somewhere
to
else.
the home.
To where else? You start something, you end it. You know why he was there. You decided to give him a passionate kiss to ginger him up. He decided to continue, and you're shouting.
I think maybe they should have gone to his office. Since
she could have suggested
I
it,
think
but
she
she decided
have.
to scream.
Because in fact, that's it starts off by saying that they had decided to either go to his office or her office.
So
maybe he could have just said, okay, let's go to your office. But actually now it turns out that there's a context behind this. So it might appear that they are into this kind of, they used to go at it like rabbits. They sound like a couple that have had a healthy sex life in the past. But there's something she's never disclosed to her husband, that she was once assaulted by a boss in an office setting. So that is quite triggering for her. So I think in the heat of the moment, it maybe brought back memories that are suppressed, and then she reacted only for the staff to also now staff you saw what we ran. I mean, that said, good on them, because she could have been in real danger and they came to her rescue. But now it has made the situation so manya. Just one spicing up that we want to spice up. It's opened up a can of worms. But AJ, you said the apology has to go both ways.
Yes, he also needs to apologize to her for not accepting her wants and wishes. She said explicitly many times, I don't want to do office sex. I think it's too risky. He thought that is worth the risk, but she doesn't. So for you to even come into the office with a plan, an agenda, literally, ready to just, wet her...
Excuse me?
Whet her appetite into accepting what he thought would be a cool thing to do, and not seeing that she would resist it, or she would say no, but thinking that somehow I can cajole her into doing it. It's even wrong on his part.
AJ, he read the Bible before going.
That the body is mine, so I'll come and collect it.
Collect it in the office.
Wow. Okay. Well, Nicki Minaj, do you do you think that some apologies have to fly, and in what direction should they be flying?
Okay, so both sides, but mainly from the lady. My point being that when the guy suggested the office romance, that was a perfect opportunity for her to tell him that this is what I've gone through. So based on this reason, I don't think I can mentally be able to get this thing done.
Okay.
It's a perfect excuse for any man to understand that, okay, this is a no-go zone. But you just kept saying, I'm not in the mood, blah, blah, blah. That's enough gingering for me to want to venture into something, try to get you in the mood to do it. So in the first place, she not explaining to her husband that, okay, I have a trigger based on these circumstances that I've had myself in. I cannot do this.
Okay.
And she kept mute. So maybe this is a chance for her to explain to him that this is what triggered me to scream. Then he has to apologize for, being aggressive. But mainly she has to make the first move.
I want to open up the phone lines and get your thoughts at home, but also maybe some suggestions, as PG as we can keep them, on how one can spice up one's sex life. Because, besides us dissecting this particular issue that has happened between them, maybe we can help Chris and wife with some ideas that maybe will be a lot safer. AJ, what do you reckon then, before I open up the phone lines? In the absence, now the office need a cast, so they have to take it somewhere else. Let's just cast. They have to say sorry and move on.
Can't they try something more? Because clearly likes role playing, but doing it in a safe space. Go to a hotel, pretend that you are, I don't know, whatever. Think of some role and then let her pretend to be it, and then try and spice things up.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and do it in a safe place out of town where nobody knows you and you can choose to be whatever you want to be.
Yeah. Well, why are you going way out of town? Also, you can role play. Okay, AJ, set the scene. Set the scene.
Oh no, which one do I do?
Start
Maybe
from the bar.
so clearly he likes office settings. So he should do.
I mean, he wants to spice it up. That's it.
Clearly he likes the office setting. So you should play the boss and then naughty nurse, a naughty secretary kind of thing.
Okay.
So
she'll wear
she's the secretary.
maybe a mini
And then wear
skirt,
glasses, wear her button-up shirt,
maybe blazer.
open the top of it, and then be walking around. Hello, sir. What are you doing?
Okay. So they'll meet like as if they don't know each other.
Yeah.
Then it's like,
Then
hi.
stop it, and then you're doing things.
Okay. So that do you think could bring some ginger back
Clearly, he
into
wants
it?
to role play in some sort, but he just wants to do it in her office, and that's the thing. So they can.
They say they just want to spice it up. Listen, we're about to come to you, but Miss Judy, what about you? As we are telling them that they should scrap this particular idea, what can you replace with this office setting? What can they do to spice it up?
So they can do the bar setting too.
Okay.
So he meets the stranger at the bar.
Okay.
Or maybe she can go ahead and be chatting with someone.
Let me start writing some of this down for.
So stranger in a boss is like
Yeah.
you're sitting there, and then he comes to you. Hey,
Hey.
can I buy you another drink?
Exactly.
Okay.
And, you know,
Oh, I
they-
like that.
Want to go back to my place?
So now maybe Chris can become Nebuchadnezzar. Say hi, I'm Nebuchadnezzar. Hi,
The name,
Nebuchadnezzar.
the name.
I'm like, oh, how many drink? You want another drink? And you'd be like, yeah, I want another drink. And then you're like, okay.
All right, I think we've got a caller on the line. I haven't announced the phone lines, but I will in due course. Let me speak to our caller, and then we'll come back. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Who's speaking? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, Nana, I'm calling from Hacho.
Oh, Nana Ochemi.
I know, baby, why is it, you one no now buy.
And Nana Sambanya will try and but what are your thoughts on this particular issue? Let's hear you.
Oh, Charlie, some way. I agree. They should both apologize to each other. But you see, people should begin to understand that this thing, it's not just about you. It's about two people. Me, it's nice, However, I will always encourage people to engage in it. When the office they are doing it, as the company is for them. Apart from that, that you are an employee and you want to do this, you are automatically signing your sack letter when you are found out. Do you understand? Maybe we are not looking at it from this perspective, but I don't see the institution where you will be found having sex and your bosses will let you still be there. Do you understand?
I get you.
This is a very big risk that this husband is trying to play with. Just a little scream and people are barging in.
That's right.
And you still want to go ahead. What kind of game is this playing? Suggesting they should find out a common place, maybe in the area, maybe a guest house, a hotel there. Then break time. They should go and do the quickie over there. Not in the office whereby somebody pay them.
You think it's a false start?
That space alone is the reason why I wouldn't even encourage it. Because it's a risk. It's a risk that I wouldn't advise you to take. Unless maybe she's that kind of boss where everybody close, then she's alone in the office. Now they're fine. Nobody is there. And they're fine. But in the day where everybody is around, and again, the company is not for you, you are playing with fire. If you're okay with
This
your
economy,
job,
you don't risk it like that.
you there continue your friend is saying focus on your libido and don't think about the finances. Focus on your libido.
Don't let your libido cost you your money. I agree with that.
Yeah. So Charlie, good in it, but they should find other ways. If the gentleman where he works and it's his own business there, then the wife should rather go there. That one will make a lot of sense. And the part where she said she's been abused by the boss before, I think this is the perfect time to have that conversation with the husband.
I agree with that.
That one there, this is the perfect time, perfect opportunity to have. It will reduce the embarrassment of the husband.
I agree with that.
Of course, he will say that why did you tell me earlier on? But
yes,
he will calm down, and then going forward, then you look at other avenues. The company near the wife and call on and now they should try the car one too.
Hey, Nana.
Say a solution is a mom.
Ampa. That's right.
The car, the answer they won't go somewhere to be jumping in somebody.
Because these days the police, you don't know where they'll come from.
Right now they have motor everywhere. Where they'll come and ask, what are you doing?
Before they come and collect a tax from you.
But the guest house thing, it can work. You know, if if the husband is coming, which means that it's possible that their workplaces are not that far. You know, they could meet, arrange lunchtime. Then you meet quick.
I like the sound of that. A quick lunchtime rendezvous.
Nobody understands. You alone know what you've done. But
Yes.
office where the company is not for you, your colleagues are there. Oh, don't risk it. My brother, if you are listening, please don't put your wife in danger. This economy, one man's salary is not enough.
One man's
unless the
salary
company is for you.
is certainly not enough. Nana, thank you so much for your contribution. And remember why, Chairman. I'll open up the phone lines and then you two can have your say. What are your suggestions? Because there's another dilemma that is going viral on the socials. I really want us to get into that. I'm curious, ladies, to pick your thoughts. You have no idea what this one is. But the number to call, the number is to call 0559 242 717.
Let me say something.
Yes,
So
please.
When he was talking, he kept saying risky.
Risky, yes.
He doesn't know why high profits come with risky. Like you get high profits when the business is really risky.
Yeah.
Yes, high risk, high reward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the fact that you know that is risky, that's the highest sense of
Risky,
Yeah.
you can
yes,
have.
Somebody risky.
Risky.
Don't worry, bitches, I'll sing it myself, You can also call us on 0556 910154. I don't know if we have any comments on the socials. Ladies, do help me out.
Yes, give us a sec. Let's get into it. Okay.
I'm scared to hear what you all have to say today on the socials.
Quite a bit.
Oh, boy.
Abinaya Brefi says, just communicate. Talk to him and don't hide things from each other. I know after that, he will compromise or think of another way. Keeping quiet is a big no from me, especially in marriage. Loosen up, all the best. Mada says he needs to talk to him because they're both adults, so definitely they will understand each other. Colin says the man needs serious psychological support. He should learn how to manage his ego and super ego.
Oh, I'm surprised by that comment.
It's completely irrational to make such advances in the office, sir. And told her. Bossing says you shut up people outside to hear and come in. Hey, I support your husband. Janeem Johnson says, have an honest conversation with him. Tell him everything and get it out of your chest. You don't want to lose him to any lady. Besides, there's several sexual ways to make sure your marriage is safe, and what he's suggesting is also a good idea. Just remember to include privacy. There's Christopher says, I think it's a marriage. Don't let us be selfish. Let's understand and respect each other's feelings and work things together. Nanaya Akowa says, I will suggest you take on a date to his favorite place, then apologize. Bra Chrome says, this man will do it with another woman at his own office. Opa, bra, beds. Shadrach says, married men should come in. Lebanese says, you have an office to yourself which you can lock. Why didn't you just lock it and give him a patio? It would have gone a long way. Emmanuel says, I can't even laugh because when I laugh, people may say this boy is going mad. Sadu says, when will this movie be premiered? And Fia says, some people's sexual fantasies are unimaginable. Today it might be in the office. Tomorrow he'll be asking for one in another place.
Okay, I mean, do you think that is something that can happen? That if they open up the floodgates, next thing you know, they are walking you like a dog. You are now, you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen because you agree that you can open a certain world of fantasy that maybe you were not ready
but
for.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't open it a little bit. Just a little bit. And
Okay.
Just a little.
I mean, it's a marriage, right? So it's okay, I guess, in my opinion. And you should have like a communication about it. I mean, with this letter car, they should laugh it off.
You think that they'll be able to get to a time when...
I mean, it's life. C'est la vie. What do you do?
I mean, it just shows that, you know, this couple, they're still very thirsty for each other. They're still going at it. That's a healthy thing, isn't it?
But
it is.
on the thing you said as well, it could also open up a can of worms. Because imagine if he does the office one and then the thrill of getting caught and the public display is so addictive to him that he says, okay, so next one, let's go to the beach.
So
Next one, let's go to it at the club. Let's go to the party. Let's go behind the house. Let's do it on the balcony. It's like I'm listening to lots of places. But yeah. Night beach, hey DJ Phil. And you've been seeing things on night beach, or you've been doing things on the night beach.
Okay, I think we've got another caller on the line. Let's pause for a quick sec and hear them out. Hello, good evening. Who's calling? Where are you calling us from?
Good evening. This is Christian from East Legon.
Christian from East Legon. How's things in East Legon this evening? Do you have lights?
No, please. So my side, we don't have lights over here.
Oh, the mighty East Legon. Do so. Okay, well, talk to us. What do you think about this evening's dilemma?
I think, first of all, I think it's the fault of the lady because she started everything. Let's say they both started, and you knew where this was going to. So in the first place, if you think you were not comfortable, you shouldn't have even started it. And as the guy was saying, or as the lady said, it's something that they've talked about. So if you think it's not good, why then start? Because I always say to my wife that there are certain things that we need to do for the adventure. And we've got a to-do list.
Ooh.
We've been crossing them out. We've been crossing, as soon as the opportunity presents itself, then we cross it out. And now that's the fun. That's the fun of everything. So if you think you cannot start, you cannot finish.
Don't even start.
Uh-huh. But I think it's a great opportunity for her to sit her husband down and talk things through.
Right. Now, Chris, if you don't mind me asking, tell me just 2 or 3 items that are on your to-do list as euphemistically as possible.
So, public place, maybe a stadium, a cinema.
Chris!
We've done out for the home there everywhere. We've done car, and the car we've done it by the roadside. We've done it at the corner. So we are still exploring. Yeah.
Wow, Chris.
It keeps everything alive.
I love that. So maybe our couple can also take some tips from Chris and his wife. Keep it spicy, make a list, and tick it off. Chris, thank you so much for your call this evening. Are you taking something off tonight, or today we are all safe?
Oh, tonight we are safe.
Thank you, Chris from East Legon. I'll plug the numbers. Maybe we can take 1 or 2 more. I don't even know if we have time for this second one, which is making the waves on social media. But I must pick the ladies' thoughts if time permits. 0559 242 717. 0559 717. Alternatively, reach us on 0556. Let me take my next caller. Stadium. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Who's speaking, please? Where are you calling us from?
This is Kobe from
Kobe, where are you calling us from, please?
Tema, please.
Tema. How's things in Tema? Do you have lights?
Yes, please.
Oh, fantastic. No doomsaw for you. What are your thoughts on this issue?
I feel it shouldn't be a big issue. They go to work together, right? So at the bathroom, something can go on in the bathroom. Why don't you bath together as well?
Okay, so they work in different offices, but they've decided that they can get it on in either person's office. So they can either go to her office or his office. It appears they each have at least a private room, but this time around, they didn't lock the door.
Oh, then that's sad. But then as the first caller said, they should think about their job security. Losing the job wouldn't be the best for them.
That's right.
They probably scheduling some weekends or kind of could help them rather than going to do that to disgrace themselves. Little do you know, if the lady didn't shout, then maybe another colleague of theirs saw the man entering the lady's office, peeping and having a video of them. How are they going to end up with that?
That's true.
Exactly. So left to me, the best way is maybe at home, then or during the shower. Just give it a quick one.
You say the shower today. All right, we'll add that to the list. You guys are very, very freaky. All right. Thank you so much for that call. Shout out to Tema. They have lights this evening. So we have a lot of suggestions. Are there more on the socials? AJ, What are the good people saying?
Well, getting back into more Facebook commentary and people saying on our 3FM socials. Firstly, David says, why do people find it so difficult to communicate their feelings? Regina says, marriage has become a problem for us. Go back home and let your home teach you. Abdul Wahab says, just say that you can't handle his trigger or controlling yourself. Julian says, what? What is going on here? Salam says, Salam Deru says, he's gone. Mueller says, them be there feeling violated. Someone is about to give it to him anywhere. Hey.
This is someone is.
Anyways, going into more messages as well. Hold on a second. Let me get into more messages.
Because somebody said they can go to the office on Saturday. When nobody's, but that defeats the whole purpose. They want the thrill. I think it's all about people being there.
But then the security will be there, so you can be caught by security.
But at least they might not really enter the building itself. So what do you say? Saturday or Sunday, go to the office. That's not the same thing.
No, it's still the same.
It's not the same thing.
Can come and catch you.
No.
If you scream,
that thrill is not there at all.
Wow. Nanaya says that, well, she would suggest that the lady takes the man out to his favorite place and apologize to him just so that he can be able to forgive her.
Okay, so I guess the verdict is out. For most people, I think the consensus is, listen, these are two people who seemed committed to at least staying together, having fun with each other. It's unfortunate that two junior staff had to see what they saw, but this is something that I think they can move on from. Miss Judy, what say you? They can move on?
They can easily
move on. Mueba, you think they can move on from this one?
Laugh it off.
AJ, you think this is something they can move on from?
They both need to apologize themselves and then they'll be good.
And then they'll be good. And then maybe you can take some of the tips from today. Yes. I'm surprised that a lot more people are not for office intimacy, office sex. I thought a lot more people would be encouraging them to do so, but they say,
pretending.
really?
Yes.
It's the job in Ghana.
They said the economy is too tough for games. But will your boss really fire you for engaging in?
With your husband.
Maybe your boss will give you first warning.
Now, how many warnings? Let's ask Lois.
That's to give you second chance.
Let's ask Lois. Lois is listening to us.
I mean, so
Lois,
I did put her on notice.
How many? Okay. As she stage manager, if she was to ever catch any of us doing that, what would be her reaction to it? And then,
wait, does it say Lois is typing?
to know how she will react to it if found.
Yes, I don't think that's allowed.
Also, it's interesting. Some comments that's going on in our side groups where people are saying that you have to paint every part of the house, and I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. People need to sit on the couch, and then once you see them sitting on your couch.
All right. Anon says, keep it spicy, do it everywhere. Says, while you're young and married, let loose, keep an open mind. When you're 50, and guys, this is very important. You can't squeeze your bodies into cubicles for fun, and it's important. Now that they're young, they're vibrant, they have the energy. This is the time to really explore, I think. And so some of your recommendations have been good. I don't know, what do you guys think about the stadium? Or Nana, they speed up.
Say that one,
Nana, you speed up.
So what, is it the bleachers or the bathroom?
Charlie, Kosoka will be losing. Somebody to be winning for some side. Woto. I said it was a shago, now we should shago. Another side.
I'm trying to figure out,
Charlie,
when the people around you are sitting on the personal ones.
Say go!
But I've seen weird videos of people in the club, and then it's like the girl is dancing, but they're doing a lot more than dancing.
Oh yes. It's quite interesting sometimes if you go to certain public and places, the kinds of ways
It's
in
like,
which people contort their bodies. But ladies, it's some 6 minutes until we're saying goodbye. This one, like I said, was making the waves on the inters of net. So quick one. This is not the norm, but maybe in a one-word answer, you can tell me what you think. I think this is fairly straightforward. So this one was a tweet, and it's had over 10 million interactions, 10 million views. She says, Divine says, I dropped my boyfriend off at the airport, and he's going to Mexico with some friends, both men and women. It's a mixed group. He says, why is it that when he was leaving, my boyfriend, she's saying, asked me if I felt comfortable with him bringing condoms because one of his male friends who's going on the trip asked for it.
You couldn't get it.
It has sent the internet into.
The boy wants to take condoms on his work trip.
No, it's a mixed group trip.
Yes.
They're going to Mexico, both boys and girls. She's not going, but as she was dropping him off at the airport, he says to her, "Oh, just by the way, let's say Roger is going on the trip, and he has asked me to buy condoms. So that's why you are seeing the condom. Roger and a and trip.
You explain to her.
And overwhelmingly, all the comments are saying, Madam. Roger, is he 12 years old? Unless
Roger.
maybe Roger is married, which is also awful for
It's
you
not
to be
Roger.
encouraging that. So just a quick one, because the internet is buzzing with this one, and they're all telling her, Madam, open your eyes.
Yeah.
Would you be suspicious? Miss Judy, would you have that? Would you allow that?
Roger should get it himself. Why am I like my boyfriend or husband is the one getting
It for him?
No, he should get it himself. Unless he knows what's going on. Even if he's married and he doesn't want the wife to know, then don't do it.
Why are you even aiding and
Don't
abetting all
involve
of that?
me in anything that you want to do.
Okay, but do you think his story is one that could be possible? The internet is telling her that, Madam, open your eyes.
It could be possible.
It's possible,
it's
right?
actually possible.
Yeah.
But knowing that I'm dating someone and you trying to compromise the whole thing just doesn't work with me. Because there's no way the lady's going to understand that you are buying.
But
it for someone.
he's confessed, literally. It was like, well, not that she found it. She wouldn't go there, but he's like, listen, I'm taking some condoms. It's not for me, it's Roger who told me to buy it.
It be strategy.
It be stra.
Yeah.
You think you should tell him, listen, get real. Like, get real.
I would actually go back and check his boxes and everything he packed, whether they are new and fresh and all
Well,
that.
then he's now going on the trip. So she's dropping him off, and he's like, yeah.
Let's go back to the suitcase. I want to cross-check something.
Wow.
Whoa.
At this point in time, when it's a mixed trip, I don't trust anybody.
No.
Why
First
should-
of all, mixed trip, and I'm not going.
That's not
July.
Why are you staying back?
Yeah,
And
unless,
so
you
long
know,
as it's a
because
boys'
it's happened
trip.
to me before. I used to date a guy when I lived in the UK, and he went on a mixed trip. They said it was old school reunion. One of their classmates was getting married, so they were going. At that time, I couldn't get time off work, but something actually happened on this mixed trip
Yeah.
that I later
Things
found out
always
about.
happen on this mixed trip.
Yes.
Even singles trip.
They get
Singles
down. They
trips.
get down.
Yes.
So my thing is, as soon as you're going on such a trip and you're not going with me, I instantly know
So he says
something can
Roger says
happen.
I should buy it. It's not for me.
Why are you telling me in the first place?
Oh, transparency.
You're
What
guilty
transparency?
conscious.
You're telling me so that when it comes back and they are part of, maybe I forget and I don't
say
use it.
something, or I come and then you say,
I'm
he
like-
already told me.
or-
It's such try, it be
Or maybe it's a pack of 10 and they come back and it's 2 inside. Oh, Roger is the one that
Roger
used
said.
it. Debbie.
Okay, so you're
know
not
something.
feeling it. Wait, but finally, what do you say?
I just want to be on the side of, I think he's been honest. That's what I
You think so?
Yeah.
You think because why would he would just keep it to
Yeah.
himself?
To me, yeah.
Yes, but you don't think that, like the ladies are saying, because they're so forgetful sometimes. They think if I say this, it covers my
covers
bases. If I
everything.
come back, if she hears something, if maybe it's a video call, she sees, at least I've already forewarned her. You see what I'm saying?
Repetitive. I'll be showing you actions or things that he's capable of. That if it's not just, I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
first time. Let's say
yeah,
benefit of the
so let's
doubt.
just
It's the first time. But I
flip
feel the
on it.
same way as 90% of those 10 million interactions.
We're FaceTiming every day. We're
Really?
FaceTiming every other hour.
Oh,
I-
AJ, you don't want to be that kind of
I won't
girlfriend.
be that kind of girlfriend. If you're gonna give me reason to doubt, then alleviate my doubt.
You
So,
know the boys chat,
advice,
they'll gossip about you behind
let
your
them
back.
They already gossip about me now, so let them gossip some more.
Hey, Lady Red. Well, So this is how we wrap it up on another exciting hour of Keeping It Real. This has been a lot of fun. Time check, exactly 1 minute to the top of the hour. We're bidding you adios, farewell, and goodbye. Next week, we're back again. The Wahala, it's plentiful. Many problems that you and I have to dissect. But as always, God might not be done with you, but we what? We are. We'll see you next week.